I don't think it's totally dead yet. I think there's still hope. It's funny because I think part of the hope there is because of politics right now. But I think hip hop is like a fucking circus right now. I think it's losing its integrity, and I think it's just become who can gain the most clout off of just being a fucking clown. So that's why I kind of stand on it. But part of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing because I don't think it's dead. Yeah, I don't think we've.
How did you change hip hop?
How can I? I don't think I'm necessarily changing it. I think I'm just bringing back what we're used to seeing, the integrity of it, the transparency, the rawness, the truth, the real shit, not the bopping and fucking whoa and all that shit. I mean, I get my whoa on, but at the same time, I'm big on communication is very huge to me, so I listen to everything. So when it comes to like music, I'm listening. So after a while, if that shit not really feeding me, I can't listen to it. And that's what most of hip hop is today. Well, mainstream hip hop. I'm not gonna say hip hop as a whole. Mainstream hip hop is a circus.
Right.
There's a lot of hip hop out there that just is the mainstream that is still, you know, what we're used to.
Right. What you think about Nipsey Hussle?
I love Nipsey Hussle. Like I was telling you, I went to the event, you know, and I had to go. As soon as I saw he was coming, I've been following his story for a while.
Right.
And I mean, I love everything about him. Like everything he represents, I'm for it, you know.
And the reason, and I asked quite a few people that because I tell people, like, you know, just look at the impact he has today.
Very huge.
And if we all be honest, Nipsey didn't have radio play.
Right.
He wasn't a mainstream artist at the time of his demise. But look at the shit he said. Right? If you pay attention to any of his videos, pay attention to any of his music, he always had money. And he said it.
I mean, of course he did after that stunt he pulled.
Right, yeah. But at the end of the day, there's one thing he always said, because people always ask him like why he held on to his album for so long, because he said, I don't live up under the pressure of a starving artist.
Right.
He said, I don't have money problems, so I can take it long as I want to. I want perfection. And I like Victory Lap because it's full teaching mode. You can learn something, you know what I'm saying? Like the song he got, Make a Million While You're Young. That shit dope. You know what I'm saying? He gave you the blueprint of what he did.
Yeah.
And just real quick, like I said, when I first met him, I felt his energy immediately. Immediately.
It's strong. Clearly,
no,
you know, after
immediately. I'm standing here like this nigga standing right beside me, and I could feel it. I was like, yo, this nigga right. This nigga ain't giving out some shit. I can, out of all these people in this club, I can feel this nigga energy. I'm like, yo, this nigga right here different.
Yeah.
And I felt the calmness of him. Like this nigga was just like all these a sea of goddamn people taking pictures. And it's just like it is blood. So motherfuckers. I'm looking around all these niggas back here. They the same way. Just chilling. You know how many niggas would have that same opportunity with been showing money and gold and jewelry? None of that shit. You know
he very tapped in spiritually though. Right. That's the thing.
Right.
And that's one thing that I really admire about him. Like he tell people like that he do shit like meditating.
Right.
A lot of fucking hip hop artists don't talk about that. Their meditation is clubbing and all that. Right. But you know, so he's very tapped in spiritually, and I think that's part of the reason why his aura is so strong. And after he passed away, there was a shift on earth.
So, and the reason why I brought him up because I feel like a lot of artist shit right now, you would be crazy right now if you're not following his blueprint. You know what I'm saying? You're a new artist right now. If you're an artist anyway, you would be crazy not to be look at this thing interview because all he did was just follow the greats. He told you what he was doing. He studied all the greats. Yeah. And Tupac even spoke on that. If you know any history on Tupac, Tupac did the same thing. Tupac's philosophy was, if five people inspire me, right? And I learned everything each one of those five people I know what all 5 of them know. Now you ain't great to me no more because I know everything you know. So if I learn all 5 of y'all senses and y'all knowledge and y'all power, now what that makes me? It makes me even greater.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because you know one thing, you know one thing, I know all 5 of y'all shit. I'm gonna be a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's all Nipsey did, just study the greats.
Yeah, I mean, I spend most of my time multitasking because half of what I'm doing is binge watching YouTube interviews and listening to that different stuff. Like one person, like I love Nipsey. I live by him. Well,
right.
I live by his Marathon Continues and his message that he give off. But one person that I'm really like studying is Royce. And now I'm very for the culture, but I gotta give props where I do. And he is somebody who I'm like binge watching his interviews, watching his current moves and the moves that he took when he first came into the industry. And I think he's somebody that, you know, a lot of artists say they probably study people, but I think he's like really slept on. And he's somebody, like you said, who's not a starving artist. But the difference though is he's also doing it for the passion and because he loves it. And it's just reflected in his work.
All right. Speaking about Russ, Chastity, what is your connection with you and Chastity Simone? Cause we have to bring her up, the woman up, you know what I'm saying?
We soul sisters.
Okay.
I mean, we met through Mo.
Okay.
Mo's a photographer. Mo storyteller.
Okay.
He works with Jay.
I want to shout him out, you know what I'm saying? Whatever.
Yeah, shout out to Mo. So, yeah, we met through him. And yeah, from the moment, the funny thing is, I met her at an event. Then I met Mo. And through Mo, I formally met her.
Okay.
So it was kind of weird because at the event, I was taking pictures there. And I actually like asked her, like, oh, can I take a picture of you? And then maybe like a month later, we like met at another event that I was shooting with Mo, and we like clicked, and it was her event.
Oh.
And we clicked right away. And that to me was like you said, nothing happens by mistake. So it wasn't a coincidence that I had just met her, took a picture of her, and then was shooting her event and meeting her formally, and then we actually like clicked just right away. And from then we just been like, we just identify as like sisters, like that's my sister.
And how long has it been?
2018, like September, October.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said the last time, cause she immediately plugged you in. I think that was dope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was looking at one of your videos. Tell me about soul therapy.
Soul therapy.
Yeah, you type. No. You was doing spoken word, and you was like seeking therapy with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like soul, you know what I'm saying? But that's what you got to label it as. It says therapy session number 1. So basically on the video, you're like having a conversation with yourself. Right.
Oh.
So I want to tap into. I know we spoke on that a little bit earlier, but I want to tap into that versus like from someone who's watching this. What can they get from this? That's the question I want to know. Okay. What can they get out of watching you do your therapy with yourself?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's going through. You know what I'm saying? How do they identify that?
I think that as people, we all have a higher and lower self.
Okay.
And what I realized as somebody who I just told you that I binge watch like motivational videos, interviews and all that stuff. But what I realized is that it's one thing to take the information that you learn from these people, but I honestly think that can nobody motivate you or inspire you or heal you or empower you, therapy, whatever, more than yourself.
Right. I agree.
And you have to like tap in with your higher self. So the therapy session, I have like a whole 10-minute interview. I'm just posting like 1-minute clips, but it's like a whole 10-minute video that I'm gonna put on YouTube. But basically, it's just acknowledging the fact that like you might be operating at a low frequency, but that high frequency is a part of you. And
Right.
you just have to
Tap
tap
into
into it.
Yeah,
And so for me, I still find myself going back and forth. You know, it's like a push and a pull, a struggle with myself. Like I said, I identify as like 3 different entities.
Right.
And divine is my higher self.
Right.
So that conversation was a conversation I was having with my lower self.
Right.
And I was telling that whole interview is about getting her on the same page as me. Because that person is a reflection of this environment, this I call it this our skin suit, you know. But spiritually, our spirit, you know, the soul, you know,
Right.
they merge and then they become one.
Right.
And I'm still becoming. So that's why I had these therapy sessions with myself all the time.
Right.
So yeah.
I'm gonna tell you something I learned through my journey on information and perspectives, seeing the world different from other people. I learned along my journey that you can't have these conversations with everybody.
Right.
Because they're not gonna understand what you're saying. They're gonna look at you and say, what's this motherfucker talking about?
Yeah.
So that's why I want to have certain conversations with people who identify with me. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? At the spot, you know what I mean? But me trying to convince somebody that has no clue what I'm talking about, I can give them an idea of what I'm talking about, but I don't go too deep.
Right.
So one guy told me, he said, you just like right now, if you look at this room from corner to corner to corner to corner. He was telling me there's so much information in this world. He said we literally still in one corner. So if corner to corner represented information, he was like, we still there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you can't learn everything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? 'Cause people still learn themselves.
Like they say, we humans only
Use
utilize
certain-
a
certain
very,
part
very
of their brain.
small percentage of their brain.
That's a fact. That's a fact. But I always knew I was different because I questioned everything.
Yeah, me too.
You know what I'm saying? I didn't know why I questioned everything, but I remember I used to be in school like,
Yeah, I was able
why you
to.
telling me about Paul Revere? Who gives a fuck about the world's flat around? Who
Yeah.
said that? Who knows this? Like,
Right. Prove it.
Right, you know what I'm saying? You can't just tell me to do anything. There a lot of things came from my dad and my mama. My parents are very strong.
Same
individuals.
here.
You know what I mean? So I challenge people. I challenge all people. If you can see it, create it. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with this, like what I'm doing now. I saw this and I created it. Just like what you're doing with your EP, just like you're doing with your music, just like the whole reason why they're here. You create it, you manifest it. People don't want to put themselves next to God, but God made us in His likeness and His image. We all are gods.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can create. You can create life. You can create. You can do everything you can do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm inspired. I'm inspired. You know?
Thank you.
So these people that's gonna watch this, and you're inspiring them right now. We're inspiring them right now. Because there's a lot of divines out there right now that's gonna see this and be like, you know what? Damn, I didn't think about that. You're gonna help somebody with their giving them a seat, putting up a seat. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get my own seat.
Yeah, fuck it.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
those are the people who I want to reach, and those are the people that you're going to reach. We talked a little bit about Lauryn Hill off camera. Tell me how has Lauryn affected you or inspired you?
Just her, I love the fact that she never lost her integrity through her journey, her entertainment journey. Even to this day, people complain. It's funny because I see a lot of people complaining about, oh, she has this thing for like showing up late. And I see it differently though. I personally don't feel like she's showing up late for the hell of it. I think it's about just self. You know what I'm saying? It's a personal thing.
Right.
You know, maybe it's self-care. Maybe it's the fact that like, you know, I'm in this space now, which is part of the reason why my EP is called This Is Personal, where I'm realizing that I have to put my best interests first.
Right.
So sometimes it may come off as something different to other people, but whole time it's just about me.
Right. It's about me.
So I love the fact that she never lost her integrity. She was always, and then she's so diverse.
Right.
You know, she's a singer. We know her as a singer and a rapper.
Right.
She's smart as hell, and I think people I think people attach to her music because of like the melody and the soul.
Mm-hmm.
But like I be listening to her even to this day.
Mm-hmm.
Songs that I've heard since I was old enough to start catching on to what I was hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And even to this day, I'm still mind blown by some of the shit she says.
It could all be so simple.
Because it's deeper than rap. Literally, it's deeper than rap. So I just love, you know, what she lives by. I love that it took one project for her to become the legend that she is today, and I think that says a lot in itself.
The miseducation of Lauryn Hill.
Right.
And that's dope because I'm a male.
Mm-hmm.
And I listen to Lauryn Hill and be like, she's on the shit out that shit.
Mm-hmm.
I can feel that shit.
Yeah.
And for some reason I put her in Erykah Badu.
Yeah, they're in the same category.
Right, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like that
In
cultural.
the same playlist.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So and that's what I've been waiting on. Another one of those artists.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay to get girls talk about, you know, popping that thing or a guy made him feel some type of way. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
But how did you feel about when Jermaine Dupri made that statement about strippers rapping, rappers stripping, strippers rapping? You know what I'm talking about, right?
I know.
So how did you feel about that?
I mean, I participated in the damn contest.
No, you didn't.
I sure did because you know what? I'm gonna be real. I'm all for women's rights and all this stuff, but you know, and I listen. I be rapping Cardi B, I be rapping Megan Thee Stallion, I be rapping all them.
Okay.
But y'all do sound like strippers rapping. Like Cardi B said, we are strippers rapping. So it's not like he said a lie, you know. But I think that I look at music probably different from a lot of even like current entertainers. I don't think we even look at music the same.
Right.
Because I understand the power of what I put in my ears.
Right.
So why would, if I'm trying to give off a certain message, why would I rap about stuff that contradicts my mission?
Right. Hip hop is the most influential culture on the face of this earth.
I mean, I watch Gary Vee all the time. He says that he says that in every interview. How does 45-year-old white man is telling you that the 45-year-old millionaire is telling you that hip hop influences the world?
And he's eating off us.
And he is.
No.
And I'm not mad at him because you know what he does do? He does.
Because he understands.
And he also gives us that seat at the table.
Right.
So I'm not even mad at him.
Right.
And he speaks on it. A lot of people don't even say it. They won't even have the guts to admit it.
Right. Because it's like what you was just saying about strippers rapping. And you have to look at that because Jermaine Dupri, he's speaking from a producer's mentality.
Right.
I think a lot of people took that out of because he's looking at it for what it is. Like, okay, what's different?
Yeah.
Okay, and I tell people all the time, okay, if you're going to tell that story, tell it from another perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Make it creative. Tell it, rap it from third person. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to do that, flip it. Make it creative. Because rap is just one continuous story, and that's what make one artist
right different
set apart from the other.
Because nobody talk about nothing new.
Right. So there's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
Just to go back on Tupac understood rap. He understood his position in music. And at the time of hip hop, at that time, he understood nobody was talking about no real shit.
Right.
Everybody was just going on with the wave like what's going on today. And just for example, during the same interview he was talking about, I don't know if you know anything about it, it's a rap group called Crucial Conflict. And during Tupac's interview, he said, it's a lot of niggas that can rap. He said, Crucial Conflict can go 5 times platinum right now. He said, but nobody want to beat them. Nobody want to follow them. He said, I'm going to make my music. My music is real. He said, therefore, long past my rap career is over, he said, my music going to be here forever because my content.
Timeless.
And that was real fucking shit. And he understood that. He understood that as a young man.
Right.
He understood that.
That dude, that guy was a genius.
Right.
He was a god. He is. His spirit still lives.
Right.
Yeah.
So when you take that type of mentality when you put that in a song format, you're cold.
Yeah.
Same thing I'm saying about you because you are tapped into that shit. You know what I'm saying? I see it. Shit bouncing everywhere. So I know you're gonna do great things. All you gotta do is keep it. What they say, keep your foot on your neck. You gonna go hard, man.
I believe it. Finally, you know, that's the whole point.
You got a top 5 females.
Female artists. Rhapsody.
Okay.
She definitely in the top 5. Lauryn Hill still.
Okay.
She came out with. Well, actually, she has come out with something new, but it wasn't rap.
Okay.
But so you got Lauryn Hill. You got Rhapsody. Dang, these are people I just listen to all the time.
Okay.
I love them.
What about Latifah?
Yes, that song Black Unity, UNIT.
Oh, right.
How could I forget the Queen?
Okay.
The Queen.
What about Nicki Minaj?
So I gotta give props to her dude. She definitely, she the king. She
Nicki?
the queen. She.
You giving Nicki the crown?
Oh, I ain't giving her the top #1 crown, but she top
okay.
5. I gotta give it to her.
Okay, cool.
You gotta give props to her dude. She these days she be pissing me off, but she cold with it.
Okay.
You know, clearly, I mean, you know. So, but yeah, so
What do you think about Young M.A?
I'm gonna give that to her. I don't really listen to her that much. I mean, I've heard a couple of her songs and I'm like, yeah, that's dope, but I don't really vibe with it.
Okay.
There's this, dang, top 5 is hard. I honestly, once I catch on to somebody, you know who else is real cold with it? And I ain't gonna say top 5 because I know I'm forgetting to name some people. There's a lot of artists that I'm like, that's cold with it. Foxy, cold.
Right.
Even Lil' Kim back in the day, I don't know what she was doing with 9. I don't know what she was doing with 9.
I like Kim, especially Junior Mafia, Lil Kim.
Yes.
Cold.
You know what I'm saying? That's what,
Cold.
these days, I don't know what that last album, it was a fluke. But
She's older now, you know, she's a kid, you know, things change.
yeah, I think she just wanted to say, you know, like, bitch, I'm still the queen. You know what I'm saying? But it's like,
Well,
you could have
Junior
did that.
Mafia, Lil Kim.
You could have did that without putting that album out and embarrassing yourself, sis. But anyways, yeah. You know who else cold as hell? I can't say top 5, maybe not, but Tierra Whack.
Who?
She cold.
Oh.
Tierra Whack.
I don't know.
Please look her up.
Okay, I'm about to do that.
She is like the Busta Rhymes of like female rap. Like she cold. And mentally, she's like, yeah, she's like, yeah.
What about Cat Stevens? You know Cat Stevens?
Is she a rapper though? I thought she kind of like sings.
Yeah, she kind of is.
Top 5?
What about Tay Money?
That's somebody here? I'm not really familiar with a lot of Texas rappers. I have heard of Cash Page though. And I actually watched an interview of hers recently on a Houston thing. She was
I have
yeah.
I have a few artists that I'm working with right now, and actually we real cool, man. My dog, Micah Misfit. And
That's a woman?
She's an artist. Yeah.
Okay.
Her name is Micah. And Micah Misfit is her name. And Sweet Meek. Brand new artists, females, you know what I'm saying? They,
Rappers?
Yeah, they rappers.
Oh, that's
female rappers. And you know, we get it in, you know what I mean? So and I make sure I encourage them and help them in any way I can.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm offering you the same thing, you know what I'm saying? So
That's what's up.
right. So any other thing you want to add before we sign off?
Oh. Well, I guess these are just kind of like some last words.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a lot of people out there that have this like, so I always say like, I'm fulfilling, it's not my dream, it's like my 5-year-old inner child.
Mm-hmm.
It's like the 5-year-old, because I feel like when we were like 5, like walking, talking, like just hitting our like peak of
Right.
like,
What
being
this
like
is.
you know what I'm
Right,
saying?
I got you.
I think that's when we were like very imaginative, and we were like, oh, I want to be a president. And I want to be this, and we just was throwing shit out there without the influence of the world.
Right.
And then we got older and we started going to school and we started having peers, and
Right.
our parents started teaching us their generational curses and all that stuff.
Right.
Then we stopped dreaming, and I think culturally it's something that we all deal with, like Black people as a culture. But one thing I really want to say is that, like, how I forget his name? Unlearn and relearn. If you into this shit, you didn't know who I'm talking about. Derek. He says unlearn and relearn. Mm-hmm. We literally have to like unlearn the shit that we were taught and relearn Derek Grace. Yeah. And relearn who we always was supposed to be. Mm-hmm. And that's something I did. And really, I just want to encourage people that, like, you don't have to have not one person supporting you. I had somebody ask me the other day if I was serious, one, and they asked me if I had a team. And then I said, this is how I answered that question. I said, I don't have a team, but I'm still doing this, so you let me know if I'm serious. I came back to, I said I'd never work another job a day in my life. I've been an entrepreneur since 2017. But I'm back working 9 to 5. I said I never did that. Why am I doing that? Because I need the extra money to invest in pushing this project become serious. I said I never worked for the white man. Once people find out I'm working, they're like, bitch, all that shit you be talking on Instagram. Look, I'm realizing that, like, if you really want something bad enough, you gotta be willing to do what the typical common person not willing to do. So basically, I just want to tell people, you gotta be willing to do what people not willing to do. We losing shit like being on a, you know what I'm saying? What all artists do? We all online. We all utilizing social media. But you gotta take that extra mile so that you can separate yourself from what's saturated right now. So, you know, listen to your inner child, because trust me, if you don't feel successful and happy, you feel miserable no matter what your tangible circumstances are, then 9 times out of 10 it's because you're not living up to your divine purpose.
So let me say this first. Like what Derek Grace said about unlearning shit. I look at it different. I look at that like, it's the difference between me knowing something and me taking it to heart and making it concrete. Versus, because I want to know what you know. Because I want to know the bullshit too.
Yeah, me
because
too.
If I don't know how to identify it, how could I spot it?
I'm a very open-minded person. I tell people I stand on mine, but I'm not firm in. I'm not so firm in it to the point where I don't want to hear nothing nobody got to tell me. Because I really do believe, like you said, we don't know everything. Shit, we only operated from 5% of our brain. So I know if I take a little bit from you, a little bit from this person, and put it together, then if my math right, that shit might add up.
Because because we like the bullshit. You know the bullshit. I mean,
exactly.
When this motherfucker talking, I'm gonna listen anyway.
Yeah, definitely. I love, as you can kind of see, once I'm like comfortable, I can go. I love to talk because I like to learn.
I wish you could be a part of my podcast though, but you live so far.
Oh yeah, because you here.
But I mean, I can travel.
I mean, it is what
I've been
it
looking for. I have a few people that's right now that want to be like co-hosts. But because I'm about what's up actually. But anyway,
y'all heard that? Let me stop.
Day Party Podcast, man. Your host, Go Lucky, man. I had the beautiful I Am Divine in here. You know what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all go and look up her album. It's personal. It is personal. This is personal. This is personal. Make sure y'all look that up on all streaming platforms. I make sure y'all follow her on social media at IM_Divine. That's DEEVINE. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Chastity Simone as well. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna get it in, man. This was a great segment.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
You know what I mean? Thank you for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Anything else you want to say?
No, I mean, keep dreaming.
Get a shout out.
Shout outs. I don't even just shout out to you. You know who you are. You know, because that could be anybody. Shout out to you. You know, whether I know you or not, shout out to you because we all divine.
Facts.
Really, you know what I'm saying? You just got to tap into that God body. Facts. So shout out to you.
Better than you try me.
Booyah!